Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. This is your Z107.7 local news for Sunday, December 31st, 2023. While we're counting down the final hours of 2023, we thought we'd take a look at some of the news stories reported this year by the talented and dedicated news team here at Z107.7. Last January still felt like it was going to be a calm winter, and news-wise, San Bernardino County's illegal marijuana task force, Operation Hammerstrike, wrapped up, while Operation Dust Devil continued to monitor and enforce illegal off-road activity. Old Woman Springs Road made early 2023 news with black ice causing 3 collisions in a row on the 2-lane highway. On the Up Close show with Gary Daniel, David Smith announced his new role as the Golden Gate National Recreation Area's new superintendent, with Jane Rogers stepping in to become the acting superintendent until she was officially appointed in August. In February, the Western Joshua Tree's protected status was still on the line, with Mike Lipsitz reporting on the California Fish and Game Commission's delayed decisions to put Joshua Tree's namesake resident on the endangered species list. The Western Joshua Tree Conservation Act was eventually passed in late June. As February ended, the wet weather began, with blizzard warnings being issued for San Bernardino County as snow socked in mountain towns and cut off food, power, and services for thousands of residents who were taken by surprise from the unusually brutal precipitation. That wet weather dominated most of the news for March, alongside notable stories such as the 640-acre glamping site that was proposed for Flamingo Heights and was just recently denied this December, and Heather Clisby continued her reporting on the 29 Palms wastewater treatment plant, which as of December is currently looking at alternate sites. The Sinclair dinosaur in Yucca Valley disappeared around the last day of March, still a very hot topic and one of my most visited news stories of 2023. In the month of April, we also reported on the trial of Pejman Elahi, the man who was eventually found guilty of attempted murder and assault with a firearm when he shot a man in a wash in 29 Palms and left him for dead. A series of break-ins hit businesses in Yucca Valley and 29 Palms that month, but in happier news, on April 19th, 2 perfect 300s were thrown at the 29 Palms Palladium League opener. In May, Gabriel Hart continued his comprehensive coverage of the tumultuous Morongo Valley CSD meetings, which were frequently canceled or rescheduled due to lack of quorum, amongst other shakeups. The Fringe Festival returned in May, and art shows, live theater, performance, and dance all delightfully made appearances every month in 2023, bolstering the Morongo Basin's well-deserved reputation for being a destination for nature and art. As May wrapped up, News Director Jeff Harmatz went on what he thought would be a routine ride-along with the Sheriff's Department, but that day a suspect led deputies on a Grand Theft Auto-style pursuit of a stolen truck, which also bizarrely involves the attempted theft of a mail vehicle. June saw a lot of activity at the Yucca Valley Planning Commission meetings and land development reports, with Hillary Sloan's reporting on new and changing businesses in Yucca Valley being some of the most discussed on social media. Like most years, July and August really brought the heat, alongside visitors in unprecedented numbers when the Perseid meteor shower made Joshua Tree National Park the destination for thousands of stargazers who witnessed the majesty of the falling meteors in bumper-to-bumper traffic from 29 Palms all the way down the grade heading towards Morongo Valley. That was a wild night. Speaking of down the hill, Tropical Storm Hillary closed out August by knocking out roads in Palm Springs and dumping rain in the basin, which caused flooding and road closures here in the high desert, alongside damage in the Big Morongo Canyon Preserve, Joshua Tree National Park, Death Valley, and the Mojave National Preserve, which was still recovering from a massive fire that burned thousands of acres of Joshua Tree forest. Of course, those are just a few of the hundreds of stories that the Z107.7 news team has covered this year. Alongside the beats that each reporter stays focused on, there's also been features on theater, native plants, crime, water, coyotes, tipping, housing, mining, and dozens of other topics that illustrates the unique people and culture that makes up the Morongo Basin. You can find links to the stories mentioned here all on our website, Z107.7fm.com. Reporting from beautiful Joshua Tree, California, alongside the Z107.7 news team, and wishing you a very happy new year, I'm Robert Hayden.